folks, KayakDIY back for another episode. This time we're going to be talking about beach cruisers. So a lot of people have, golf carts or they have e-bikes down here. And today we got the HOVSCO. This is the HovCart. They're kind of saying this is kind of like the multi-person carrier e-bike. So maybe for some people that are by the beach, this might be it. So we're just going to unbox it. We're going to see what it looks like, and then we're going to test it and see what it does. So this is my dad. He's hanging out with me for the week. So we're just going to do this. 1, 2, 3. Ta-da! Check it out. Took us a little while to put it together, but it is all assembled, and my daughter Sailor already is definitely liking it.
Let's go ride.
You want to go ride?
Let's go ride.
Okay. Well, let's go ride.
If you live in a coastal community, there is a status symbol that we all know. The golf cart. It's the classic way to get to the beach, right? I mean, honestly, golf carts are taking over many communities, but what if I told you there was something faster, cheaper, easier to park, and more versatile for your gear? Today, we're diving deep into the HOVSCO HovCart cargo e-bike to see if it's finally time to retire the golf cart. First, let's talk muscle. The HovCart isn't your average beach cruiser. It's packing a 750 watt sustain motor that peaks at 1300 watts. That's enough torque, 90 Newton meters to be exact, to haul a full load through soft sand or through those steep coastal bridges without breaking a sweat. Top speed is around 28 miles an hour, which classifies it as a Class 3. Class 3 just so happens to be the area where you don't likely need to have a registration or a license for it. In my community, they have just done legislation for e-bikes, and it seems to be that at 28 miles an hour, Class 3, this e-bike would be safe and wouldn't require the license and registration expenses. So that's pretty awesome. Range, this thing can get up to around 60 miles on a single charge. The battery is 48 volts, 15 amp hours, and it uses name brand cells like Samsung, LG. Tires, they're 20 inches by 4-inch fat tires. Essential for stability and sand traction. If you're looking at e-bikes, you definitely want fat tires, and I prefer the 20-inch diameter fat tires that are 4 inches wide. It's just a common size, and it really makes it so that if you're riding from the beach or if you're riding through a construction zone where there might be some rubble on the ground, the bike isn't going to lose control and cause you to crash very quick, because the tires can ride over a lot more obstructions. The capacity is a massive 450-pound payload, so you can hold kids or cargo, you name it. Now here's where it gets interesting for us coastal folks, or us folks that are considering a golf cart. Let's look at the hidden costs of what that golf cart sitting in your driveway is. So starting off, the HOVSCO HovCart upfront cost is between $1,300 and $1,800 for this e-bike, depending on how you have it rigged or what type of accessories you get with it. The traditional golf cart's going to cost you $8,000 to $15,000. That's a big difference. Now let's look at parking fees. Well, you can park this HOVSCO HovCart typically in most areas for free. Now, traditional golf cart, you're going to be paying for parking. Like if I go to the beach, that golf cart is going to cost me $20 a day or $4 an hour to park. Registration is not required in most states for this e-bike. But for a traditional golf cart, you're likely going to need tag, title, and LSB fees. Maintenance. Well, the HOVSCO HovCart, it's a basic bike for the most part. Like basic bike tools for the most part are what you're going to be able to use to service this e-bike. And so it's pretty easy to service. And there's really not a whole lot of things that I see that are going to be high cost to replace. But on a traditional golf cart, batteries alone can be $800 plus because there's many batteries and they're big batteries. And the tires, well, there's 4 of them. So you're going to be maintaining 4 tires. Plus you got suspension and all these other things to maintain. And the frame on most golf carts are not alloy like the e-bike. They are typically a steel, so they can rust in the salt.
So this thing's pretty comfortable though for riding on the trails.
In terms of versatility, the e-bike, it can be parked in the garage easier. It fits in more spaces. You can put it in the back of your truck or car and transport it to more areas. It can go on bike paths or on trails. It's a lot more versatile. But a golf cart, you're kind of stuck to the legal roadways only. And it's going to take up a lot more space in the garage.
I mean, look it. You need to have a trailer for a golf cart. So the other reason why I like to use this e-bike is to go get groceries. Now normally I'll have a basket on the back, but Sailor wanted to join because she wanted to pick up some of her favorite snacks. But we got plenty of room for groceries and the kiddo. Okay, so you're gonna sit there and hold them? Yeah, if you weren't along, we would just put the basket insert in here and then we could just set them in there, but it was helpful having you come along with me. It wasn't until a few days later when I got the front basket for the HOVSCO HovCart. It makes a huge difference and greatly increases the carry load capacity.
The pros and cons of this e-bike, let's talk about that. It has a modular rack that you can swap from passenger seat for the kids to a massive cargo basket for your fishing gear or groceries in minutes. I prefer to just have the kid carrier, and then what I do is I just drop a laundry basket. This just happens to be a laundry basket, and it literally fits in that space perfect. And then when I don't want it, I just pop it out. But it's a super quick way to get a basket in this e-bike. So it's functional. Also, I mounted this little bike lock here. I just drilled some holes in the black frame and mounted this bike lock. It's pretty awesome. I like it. It's actually pretty long and it is like a really durable material. I'll have a link to that as well. The torque sensor on this bike is awesome. It feels natural. It feels like very connected to your legs. Like it doesn't feel like it just jumps, you know, it's very smooth, unlike other cheap e-bikes. So this is definitely a more premium feeling, higher performance e-bike. Look at this cargo carrying machine. Check it out. We got the rear kid carrier on the back. I can actually drop a basket in there. We got the foot pegs. And then we got the front basket. So let's say that you need even more storage than the front basket or the rear carrier. You can get a trailer for your e-bike as well. And you'll have even more storage capacity and you still won't have to pay for the expensive parking like the golf carts do. You can get trailers really, really cheap for these e-bikes. And it works really well. These things can tow a ton of stuff. I actually used an e-bike once to tow a boat. It was a big boat and we were able to tow it easily with an e-bike. So you can have a trailer on the back of your e-bike. You can hold all your beach gear plus 2 kids. An e-bike really can do a lot. I'm gonna probably get a trailer for this. I'm just waiting. I'm probably gonna just honestly find someone that's throwing one out because there's all sorts of e-bike trailers and bike trailers just floating around my community. And so I can sometimes get them for nothing. Or honestly, even if I had to buy one, I think they're pretty affordable on Amazon. But I don't know, we'll look. The brakes, they're hydraulic disc brakes. When you have 400 pounds of gear potentially behind you, you need to have that stopping power. And those brakes definitely get the job done.
Okay, so having 2 adults on here, you definitely do feel like weight shifting and stuff. But it is doable. It's totally doable. How do you feel on the back? I mean, aside from being kind of squeezed by the kids carrier, which is not something you would normally have.
It's not bad. I think if I had shorter legs,
Yeah.
because bending the legs isn't very comfortable long term.
Yep.
But I mean, for a short ride, and maybe like I just have to get adjusted properly to the better, more comfortable
Position.
But I mean, like, it feels safe.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. Whether you're on the trails or whether you're going off the trails, like these little dirt trails, you still have fun. And it can do it. It can handle it, can it? I mean, this e-bike's handling quite a bit, and you got a comfortable seat. It's kind of fun. You do got some pretty good shock absorption right here, and it does look like you can lock out the shocks if you want to. So if you don't want the shocks, you can lock them out. And you can also set your preload on the shocks. But they seem to be working pretty well. I mean, is it a pretty comfortable ride?
Yes.
Yeah. So back to the trail.
The bag!
Ah,
The bag!
we just made it through the trails.
We just made this
It can off-road if needed. For kids, you'll notice too that any riders in the back here, on the back, it has this nice covering here that prevents any loose clothing or shoestrings from getting caught up in the tire.
In terms of the cons, the weight is around 66 pounds. So for some people, it's not the smallest e-bike they could get. So unless you really, really need the cargo carrying capacity, it may not be the perfect e-bike for you. But if you need to have the versatility of carrying kids, groceries, and a lot of, cargo regularly, then you definitely are going to want this. And quite frankly, it's actually kind of lightweight for what it offers. 66 pounds is not bad considering that it does everything it does. The size, it's a longer e-bike. If you have a tiny garage or tiny space to haul it in, it maybe is considered a con. So for me, it's not really a con. It doesn't affect me. I can easily still fit it in the truck, and it fits in my garage. I have a single stall garage. It fits in the garage well. But for others, maybe that's a con. It's peaking out at around 28 miles an hour. That is not the fastest e-bike, in the world, but it is the fastest, mostly legal e-bike, because in most states, if you're going over that 28 miles an hour, that's when you start having to register and license an e-bike. So to me, it's at the perfect speed. The gearing is perfect. It's torquey. It allows me to get up to speed pretty quick. And at 28 miles an hour, I'm cruising around the city pretty fast. In fact, I'm able to easily get around traffic. In fact, on this day, there was so much traffic that to go only a few miles was going to cost me 38 minutes of my life. But on the e-bike, I was able to cut that time down to about 5 minutes.
I mean, in 5 to 10 minutes, we have covered like 20 plus minutes of ground. I mean,
Now, living near the ocean, it means salt. The HOVSCO HovCart, it has an IPX5 waterproof rating. It has aluminum alloy frame. It is going to be durable. If you end up in a heavy, salty environment, you can just rinse it off with some fresh water and you're good to go. I mean, it has a sealed motor, so you don't have to worry about damaging anything. You can just rinse off the e-bike and you're good. So if you're in a salty area, or if you get a lot of road salt on the e-bike, just rinse it off and you're good. But for the most part, that aluminum alloy frame means that this is an e-bike that's going to last you some time. So is it a golf cart killer? For 90% of us, yes. You save thousands on the purchase, zero on the registration. You never have to circle the block for parking again. If you need to haul 6 people at once, then I guess stick to the golf cart. But if you want the ultimate coastal utility machine or people hauler, the HovCart is pretty awesome. It's a winner in my book. So in closing, check the link in the description for the current sales. The HOVSCO usually has some killer deals going on. I'm KayakDIY, and I'll see you on the water or on the bike path and the beach.